Windows has a built-in screen snipping and screen recording tool that's really super helpful. To access it, click the Windows key on your laptop and then just search for Snip. You'll see an icon that looks like this. Just click to open and then you will see the basic snipping tool. It defaults to taking a still image. You can switch that out to do a screen recording. And there's a couple of other features here we'll look at in just a moment. To get started though, let's just do a simple screenshot. So I click New. You'll notice your screen goes dark, and then you're just going to draw a box around whatever you want to snip. After we do that, we get all of these edit options. So I'm going to go through a couple of the things I use most frequently. If I need to draw attention to something, I may circle it. So I can choose a pen tool, and I'm going to choose a contrasting color. And then notice you can change the size of this. So I could put arrow or whatever I need to do there. That's not always the prettiest, so there's some other options here that are nice. Another thing that I use is I use a shape tool if I need something a little more refined. Sometimes I use this to blur things out. For example, I'm going to choose the square tool, and then I have to choose what kind of fill. So if I needed to blur something out, I would choose maybe white or whatever kind of matching color. And now I can come back and draw a box to blur out any kind of information I don't want to share the image. Another thing that's useful is I can, instead of drawing a box, I can circle something neatly. I want you to notice though, it changes the opacity to like 0. So you want to swing that over to 100% so that you actually see the color. And then for the fill, I'm going to change that to no fill so that I can get the effect that I want. And so instead of a sloppy drawing, I can now do neat shapes. Another thing that's helpful is that you can crop any kind of image. So if we click that, we can, maybe we grab too much. When we grab originally, we just click the check to save our changes. And then another thing I use frequently is the save. So if I have things kind of set up how I want, I can save that to my computer. I just click save, and then I choose the location for the file to go to. I'm not going to demonstrate that part. Another thing that's handy is I can just straight up copy. A lot of times, maybe I'm working on a Google Doc. I just need a quick screen grab, so I can come here and click copy and then paste that into another thing. I will mention if you are doing like a Google site, maybe for a portfolio or something like that, you do need to use the save tool instead and add the image that way, just to ensure that everything gets added properly. Another tool I use frequently is I use this delay snip. Sometimes you're trying to show the location of a menu that's only available when you hover over it, and you need to show like steps in a process, something like that. I can set a delay before it takes the screen capture. So I'm going to demonstrate that on this web page and then come back into I'm going to click new, and you see right now if I wanted to capture the menu that displays here, it wouldn't work. So instead, I'm going to escape out of that, 3-second delay, click new, and now I'm going to hover over this, and now it kind of freezes that so that I could grab this screen capture hover effect there maybe. And then you get all the same tools. Something new that I've noticed recently is that there are some AI tools. So if I click on text actions, it will kind of read whatever text is on that page, copy all that text, or I noticed there's a redaction thing here. So if I wanted to quickly remove email addresses or phone numbers or private information, I could do that instead of like blurring it out. So that's a quick run through of the built-in Windows snipping tool. Be aware that there's also snipping tool in Chromebooks, so for your students, they can also do these same things.